good, the bad, and the odd. They do go on.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your host, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
Right, so this is the first recording of 2026, and it was a free choice, your choice, right? Your
Yeah.
choice. Tell us what you picked and why.
Okay, so I saw a trailer for this back when I saw Mickey 17 in theaters, I think it was.
Wow,
Uh,
that far
so
back,
bef-
right?
yeah, and it looked really good, but it never actually seemed to hit the theater near me, so I never actually got to see it. So I just ended up putting it off, and then I saw it was on Prime, and I was
Mm.
like, oh yeah, wanted to watch that for a while.
Yeah,
This is Death of a Unicorn, directed by Alex Schaffman. It's a fantasy horror. So Paul
yes.
Rudd, Jenny Ortega, Will Poulter, Taylor Leone, and Richard E. Grant as the sort of main cast.
Yeah, I don't recall this hitting the theatres in the UK. It says here it only was in North America. Or it suggests it might have been only in North America, so I don't know for sure. I'm kind of surprised,
Mm,
actually, it didn't get to the UK, but because it's a pretty solid film, feels
yeah,
it feels
yeah, it's fun.
there's a lot going for it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's get into it.
Okay.
As you say, hit Prime. How should we do this? Shall I just
Uh,
start talking about this
I'll
element, the story,
yeah,
and
I'll start talking about it
okay,
in a
okay.
sort of spoiler-free way. It's very fun. As I said, dark fantasy comedy horror. With Paul Rudd as Jenny Ortega's dad. He's a recently widowed father, and the non-spoiler part is this family hit a unicorn on the way to a business meeting, essentially,
Mm.
and it's sort of the knock-on effect of that. It's something of a the way it was advertised, the way the trailer I saw, made it look more like Alien, but with a unicorn.
Okay.
So that's what I went
Well,
in
there's
it
elements of
expecting
aliens
that.
in it,
There's
that's for sure.
bits of it, but it's not all like that. So we'll call
No,
that there for the non-spoiler parts.
yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Sounds like you enjoyed it.
yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll stick to non-spoiler for now, but I will say I went in pretty cold, and it
Mm,
took a swerve that I didn't expect, but I very much appreciated and liked
mm.
because it did appear to be a sort of comedy drama about how terrible the rich are, right?
Yes,
And then it took a
yes.
swerve. Right. Okay. I think from now on, we will go spoiler rich.
Mm.
There is a lot to take pleasure in not knowing about this movie. So if you haven't seen it, it's on Prime. I'd say go see it before you listen
Yeah,
to our spoilery stuff.
yeah,
If
definitely.
you think you're going to watch it, but I very much enjoyed this. It was good to see Paul Rudd. I haven't seen him since I think the second Ant-Man film. I know there's a third Ant-Man film, which I never saw. I
Yeah,
haven't seen him. Having said that, I did go see Anaconda last week, which he is in. But
yeah,
that was the first time I'd seen him in ages in anything. So, and it's kind of
yeah.
funny
It's
that
been
you
a
picked a
bit.
film with him in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. General Ortega's very solid in Wednesday. She's in the Scream movies. She's been in a few other things.
Mm,
Sorry, more recent Scream movies. I mean. Um,
okay.
and Tia Leone, I can't recall seeing since
The
that Jurassic Park film.
Yeah, I think the only thing I've actually seen her in is Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, okay, she's very
So,
good. It's weird that she doesn't pop up in more. She's a good comedic actress.
mm.
And she's got a certain style, but I think it suits quite a lot of films we see. And Richard E. Grant, we know, right? He's always
Yeah,
solid.
he's
He's always
he
solid.
turns up every few films we do.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's very
yeah.
solid. I was quite impressed that this was the directorial debut of the director, Alex Schaffman.
Yeah.
Quite well directed film.
Yeah, very well directed. Very fun, as I keep saying, but yeah.
Yeah, it starts with setting up a dynamic between him and his daughter, who's called Ridley, who is
Yeah.
played by
Ortega.
General
So,
Tiger, on a plane, but clearly not having a great family dynamic. She falls asleep on him, for example,
yeah.
on the plane, but he has to reach for paper and he wakes her up. And
Yeah.
he's saying, "Sorry,
Nice
you
little
fell asleep."
visual metaphor of him prioritizing work over her.
Yeah,
So,
and she's saying, "No, why would I do that? You know, like, why would I rely on you?" Got to
yeah.
be mentioned. She's got quite a bit of acne on her face.
Yes, this is important. We're not just
This is
bringing this up
important.
for
Yes, yes, because
the
General
sake of
Tager
it.
doesn't usually look like this
Yeah.
as well, right? Um, but basically, as the plot develops, we find out that the mother of this family, the wife
Yeah,
of Paul
has
Rudd,
since
the mother
passed
of
has
has
passed away
passed.
from.
Cancer?
They never say
Well,
specifically, but it's
no,
generally implied to be cancer.
cancer. Um, and he seems to be prioritizing work over remembering the mother because the daughter sometimes talks about it and he kind of
Kind
swerves
of
back to
ignores her.
work, but he's
Yeah.
kind of saying, "Well, I've got to set this up because if I work with these guys and I work hard for 10 years, we'll be set up for life, you know."
Mm.
So he's prioritizing
Yeah,
that,
it's
but
prioritizing the
she's still
future,
in
but even the
grief. I
now.
mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure he's still grieving, you know, but in a different way. Whereas she's kind of much more front and center, and it's creating a wedge between them clearly. They're
Mm.
on the way to the estate, a fancy kind of lodge of his boss, who's like this billionaire and his family.
Yeah.
Um, his wife, played by Tia Leone, and
Yeah.
their grandson Shepherd, played. I
Who's
don't
Will
think.
Poulter?
Well, Poulter, really good in this. He was. I
Yeah.
think they were all
He's
good.
generally good in everything, Will Poulter. He's
I have
quite
to
funny.
say, I thought the entire cast was very, very solid. Even the secondary characters. I thought this was well acted and written. The actors, you know,
Mm.
were well suited to the material, and it really worked well and delivered.
Mm.
Was my feeling. And these were a bunch of shithills.
Yes.
But
Yes.
they're
Oh
like
boy.
talking in a way that's like they're your friends, but they're
Yeah.
constantly like, "What you mean you've changed your mind on that? You're not on board
Yeah.
with this?" Like it's
It's
the
a
most
lot of like
unreasonable thing. There's a lot of
the
microaggressions.
let's be frank, blunt about it. The unicorn's coming after him. Their their response to someone saying, "Well, you want to hold on to the MacGuffin? We're leaving." And her reaction is, "You're going to abandon us in our time of need? That's not what we want from a partner."
Well,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my god.
There's a lot of pressure on Paul Rudd's character Elliot to
Mm,
toe the line with whatever stupid ideas that they're coming up with.
yeah,
Um, but on the way to the lodge, Elliot and Ridley, well, keeps being distracted by the phone. He's also got hay
yeah.
fever or
He's
something. Constantly wiping his nose. He's basically not paying attention to the driving at all.
yeah,
And because he's late, he's getting like nervous and he's getting faster and faster. And his daughter's saying, "Can you slow down a bit?" And he goes, "No, we
yeah,
need to be there." And even when they're talking, oh, and then he's talking on the phone. But the thing is, he's not doing hands free. He's looking at the phone while
yeah.
he's
He's doing like
talking.
speakerphone and looking at it.
Yeah, and there's no reason to because it's
No,
voice only. Um, but as we see the car go on, we see in the foreground, in a out of focus, we see a
yeah,
horse-like shape, don't we? Which
yeah.
he hits. The car veers all over the place. They manage to stay on the road,
Yeah, I
but it
think it
veers
does
all.
like a full 180 rotation.
Yeah. And when they go back, they find it's a little unicorn, a small
Yeah,
unicorn. Um, uh, and they don't know what to do. It's bleeding
that's
purple kind of blood,
well, yeah.
right?
It's not kind of purple; it's very purple. It's like
Purple blood.
Ribena,
Yeah.
and Jenny Ortega like puts a hand on it, and actually, like its horn starts glowing,
Yeah, she
and
touches it.
it
She
like
has like a
looks at
vision.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks at her, and she touches its horn, and she gets this like kind of Fey-esque vision.
Yeah, it reminded me
Like
of the
it's just sort of
star.
like
It's like a Stargate or something like that with
yeah, that sort
fractals.
of thing. And they do
Yeah.
like this very funny bit where it's like she's having this vision and then it cuts off suddenly as Paul Rudd hits the unicorn in the head with a tire iron.
Yeah, because it's kind of dying, so he
Yeah.
wants to put it out of
He
its
wants to put it out of
misery.
its
It's not
misery, so
necessary
it's
'cause
just
the
clubbing it in the head.
so the
And it,
blood's going over her, the blood's
yeah.
going over him, and
And they're both
splashing.
screaming, and that's where we get the
Uh,
title card.
yeah, and then we see him pull up at the lodge, but they've got the dead unicorn in the boot in the back of the car, which is like a hatch car, you know, so
Mm.
so you can
Yeah,
open the
they
back.
just yeah. And so
Um,
they kind of start their meetings, but Jenny Ortega needs to like they're kind of being very crude about stuff that she's more familiar with because she's like an art history, I think they say,
yeah,
major. So they're just not being particularly nice, being very rich people.
No, no, they're just being patronising
Yeah,
at the best, right? At
yeah,
best. The son, Will Poulter's character, says say, "You got something on your face. You better clean it up." And she has got some of the blood on her neck, but it's
yeah,
purple, so they don't know it's blood. She goes
yeah,
off and starts wiping her face with a cloth to try and clean all that. She notices it starts clearing up her acne
yeah. Her
pretty
acne
much
literally
straight
heals
away.
up in front of her.
And there's also another nice scene that, and also this next bit where Elliot's trying to read legal papers and it all goes out of focus
Mm,
and he doesn't understand what's wrong. He takes his glasses off and he can read perfectly. It's
mm.
of the blood has improved his vision, right? As well. So they start going through things. But the billionaire's like, no, you're a team player that we really admired that you work. Basically, he worked through his wife's death and burial and the grief period, and
Mm.
they admired his hard work ethic, even at a difficult time. And they want to make him a partner, which is what, or in something. It's
Yeah,
all a bit nebulous. Uh, Richard E. Grant is kind of bedbound and on
yeah.
oxygen, and
He's got like
he's
tubes going
dying,
up
right?
into basically all the orifices in his face,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's
Uh,
just suffering. But as they're talking, Jenny Ortega comes back in, and she goes, "Oh yeah, my acne's cleared up." And Taya Leone looks at her and goes, "You don't have acne."
because
And my
exactly.
dad looks at her and goes, "You did."
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, let's just mention Jessica Hines is in this as like I don't know,
bodyguard almost.
henchman. Yeah, she looks like the housekeeper,
Yeah.
but she's got all these mad skills.
Yeah,
Um,
there's also Anthony Carrigan, who we talked about a couple of months ago, as who he was Metamorpho in the Superman film,
Oh
the
yeah, he
guy
was
that could
very
turn
good in
his
this.
limbs
Carrigan,
into
he
anything.
plays a character called Griff, who is the butler, who hasn't got
Yeah,
all these special skills. He's just a dog's body, right?
yeah.
Whereas Jessica Hines is possibly a PA, but she has military
S-
level skills and
Yeah.
chat as well when it comes to it.
So
Um,
as they're talking, the unicorn that's still in their car wakes up and starts kicking out the
Kicking, and
windows.
they're all confused. And they said, "Is
'Cause-
there something in your car?" And they go, "No. What could be in the car? Have you killed something?" And all this. Basically, the unicorn's trying to get out of the car. At which
It
point,
jams its head out, and at
yeah.
this point, this is where Jessica Hines sticks a gun at the side of its head and blows its brains out.
Which made me laugh because it reminded me of our character Daisy in Spaced. In Daisy's fantasy, she's like a badass. And
Yeah.
it made me think, so that made me laugh. I
Okay.
don't know if you've seen Spaced, but
Nah.
that's some of the things she does in this kind of reminiscent of that. I don't know if that was deliberate, like, it just made
Mm.
me laugh. Um, um, so,
Okay.
um, so anyway, she blows its brains out, and so it's.
Yeah.
But then
And
they
so we have
start
this.
realizing the blood has
Yeah, the blood
healing
healed.
properties.
They realize it healed her acne in his sight, and that's where a bunch of guys in like hazmat suits come and kind of bundle them away.
Yeah, and
Uh,
Odell's Richard E. Grant's like, we got to give this gift to the world.
yeah,
And they say shit like that, but then they're almost like, right,
yeah,
how can we make money? Basically, it
yeah,
instantly turns to how do we make money out of this? And they're all, and then they keep swerving back. Like when people say, "What are you talking about?" It's like we need to give this gift to the world and all
yeah,
this kind of stuff. And then two scientists turn up too, don't they?
yeah. So that's
Um,
a Stephen Park, Dr. Song, and what's her name? Sunita Mani as Dr. Bhatia.
But yeah, Doctor Song's kind of a boring dude. He's just going
Yeah,
through,
he's just there to
droning
really,
through. This
yeah,
is cured. This is not a horse, but it
yeah,
sells.
he's kind of there for the science jargon.
Yeah, which
As
bores the
Barty is to put
millionaires.
that, yeah, and they're like,
Uh,
well, what can we do with it? Do we have the cure for cancer? It's like, well, we don't know. You're technically in extreme remission at the moment,
yeah.
but it's been
He's
like,
not very inspirational, is he?
no, it's like,
Bas-
he's like, you're in super remission, but it's only been like a few hours, so we can't say for certain.
Yeah,
And it's like,
but essentially, we do see. They realize there's some sort of curative in it, and they see him taking blood samples and stuff, or
yeah,
even
blood samples
slitting the throat of the unicorn and
yeah,
taking blood from the bottom, but then
and
attaching
grinding
it as
away
a
at its
drip.
horn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
grinding away, so and attaching to a drip where he suddenly gets better. He's
Yeah.
walking around. He's not, and he appears to be cured.
Mm.
Um, so Adele's like really keen on this. However, General Tager's character's kind of well, we need to look into this. And one of the
Yeah.
things, it's a nice little link up. She's looking at some pictures of her mum when they visited a museum. She says a month after she was diagnosed is how she describes
Yeah.
it. And she notices in behind her mum is a picture of a unicorn, which
Yeah.
leads her to start researching the tapestries of the unicorn
Yeah.
and the ancient
The,
stories
the
about it.
real world unicorn tapestries.
Yeah, and she
Which are,
conjectures quite
yeah.
intelligently. Well,
Yeah.
unicorns must have been a thing, so maybe the folklore around them is a real thing, and we should
Yeah, so
pay
she starts
attention
looking
to it.
into all the territories,
Oh,
and this is
yeah,
where the son, Sterling Shepherd, I get
yeah.
him mixed up with Archer. Oh, that
He
that
is
is how he
very
behaves. So a
archery.
reference on his
Yes, yeah,
because he walks in, it's like, okay, you're figuring out all this stuff. Let me get you my big printer. In fact, and then he gets Griff, the Anthony Carrigan's character, to
yeah.
bring in his printer for him.
And he says
And
things
it's like,
like
yeah, you print
that.
this off, and we'll sort out our research. It's
And he
like,
said
okay,
these are the
buddy.
sorts of things, phrases he uses. He says things
Yeah,
like, "Oh, use the matte paper, not the gloss. Gloss is so gauche." And it's like,
yeah,
wow, focusing on the big picture here, man. Yeah.
yeah,
But basically, that story is nothing can trap the unicorn, even though they try, except the hand of a fair maiden. And when they trapped the unicorn, all the greed they showed, what they felt, it was paid back to them, in pain and death, right? So
mm,
basically, you play with fire, you
don't
get
do it.
burnt. Yep, yeah. So it becomes a. I thought I didn't realize it was going to make this swerve. I didn't look at the certificate. I thought it was a 12 or something
Nah.
when it started, and it was basically it swerved from a "aren't the rich terrible" to "eat the rich" kind of film,
Yeah,
showing what terrible people they are, and stuff like
yeah,
that.
because they immediately start calling up all their friends. It's like, hey, I'm feeling way better. You got some time to come around here so we can show you something.
Yeah, we got a new
So,
treatment. It's amazing. And then there's even a point the wife actually says, "What about so and so?" And he goes, "No, he's a union leader. We don't want him. He's not one of us."
yeah,
And things like that, right?
yeah,
Total, instant
instant
class
shit heel.
structure. Yeah,
So,
it's
yeah,
instant, not one of us. All that. Um,
yeah, and during this sort of montage of this, Jenny Ortega's trying to show off her research, and she keeps getting waved away by everyone, including Paul Rudd.
yeah, and
So,
a lot of it is how can you
how can you know
assume
this?
all of this?
Yeah,
How dare you?
yeah,
Like, well, they're doing exactly the same thing in their own way, coming up with a load of bollocks and sort of justifying it because they could talk themselves into it. It's so familiar, this,
yeah,
isn't it? Will Porter makes me laugh a lot because he keeps going about these skills he's got, and then when you actually
yeah,
get down, I only took a few lessons. There's a bit of that,
yeah.
all right? So that was pretty good.
Yeah. Then it
But
night falls, and they decide that they're going to try and get the corpse of this unicorn to a proper lab. So they
yeah,
start moving it to a truck down like a I don't know how to describe it other than like a pop-up tube.
yeah, and it's all the dynamic is like General Taker's like we really shouldn't be doing this, which her father translates to rather than being on her side completely is like should we slow down a bit on this? Which
Mm,
then it's the billionaire's like no, this is the time to. I thought you're a partner.
yeah,
It's all that, it's all that
yeah,
emotional blackmail, psychological blackmail. Are you with me or not, kind of thing.
yeah,
Um, but then the research scientist actually says we can't synthesize this product. These
yeah.
proteins are so complex. There's no way we can synthesize them. Sometimes nature will not be dealt with in this way. And he's Richard
She
Grave's like, maybe I
basically
need a
tells her
new
to fuck
research.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need a new research scientist, head of research science, don't we?
yeah.
Um, so
So yeah, they start to move the unicorn to a
yeah,
truck.
in many respects, this kind of becomes a Jurassic Park kind of film, doesn't it?
Yes. That's what I meant when I was like, I was expecting it
Or
to be
aliens, yeah,
aliens,
yeah, it was.
but it
In
was
fact,
Jurassic Park is the better analogy.
yeah. And I
So
only thought of it because Tia Leone was in that, 3, wasn't
yeah.
it? And it felt
But
a
yeah,
lot like
so
that.
as they're moving this unicorn on a weird like hover trolley, which they never really address, they've got this big circular trolley with under lighting, and they never show the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So it just kind of comes across as they have a hover trolley.
Yeah, it does look a bit
So
like that, and
it's
it's
very
also
sci-fi.
powered by its own thing because when all the lights go out in the house, which does
Yeah,
happen,
the
the trolley stays on. One thing that made me laugh, and it was almost throwaway, was how military Jessica Hines was. Because at one point they get in a few other sort of people doing stuff. And she's
yeah,
saying things like she's saying things, pack the scram and build the dam and all
yeah,
this kind of stuff as the camera just pans past her and you don't hear
yeah,
anymore. It just made me laugh like, oh yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing.
yeah,
She's been here before. But
yeah.
I just basically
So they go to move it down this tunnel, and as they're doing it, all the lights go out.
yeah,
And then the doctor, Doctor Song, just sort of like jolts near the wall,
yeah.
and the big old horn comes through his chest.
There's a lot of holes through chests in this film.
Yeah, and it pulls back, and oh god, there's another unicorn, and this
Yeah.
one's far bigger.
Far bigger. That was just the baby, right? And there's
Mm,
also a Northern Lights motif happening quite a lot whenever they go
yes,
outside, isn't it? Like they're
yeah, and in
involved.
the visions that Jenny Ortega's
Yeah, so
character
they're
had.
kind of connected. And she does eventually tell her dad in the vision, I sense mom and all
Yeah,
this, and there's a part of her waiting for us and stuff like that.
yeah,
There's some quite good family stuff in this. I think the film developed in a way that made sense for the characters.
mm,
No one did anything that was contrary, really, to
yeah,
their characters. The rich were shit and if one of them died, they were upset for a bit, but then
yeah.
they
And then
went
they roll
switched
into
almost straight back to do we make money from this kind of
yeah.
stuff. Um,
So there's a bit of a there's a quite a bit of a chase around the house
yeah,
involving the
it becomes a
unicorns
kind of
chase.
slasher, doesn't it?
Yeah, for about like 20 minutes of
Yeah,
them doing like back and forth, and then they chase it out into the wood. Someone, I think it's Jessica Hines, gets is able to shoot it
shoot
again.
it with a shotgun, and it
Yeah,
runs off
it
into the
runs
woods.
off into the
And they
woods,
decide they're going to
and they're
go
like,
hunt.
"Oh yeah, we're gonna chase it down." And Jenny Ortega's like, "Why? Why are you chasing this thing?" It's like, well, it would be inhumane to leave a suffering animal to do this. It's like,
Animal, yeah.
oh,
And
okay,
also all its
sure,
gifts to the world we could use.
yeah,
And she's like, "You're going to strip mine it." He goes, "Well, dear, we're not seeing it that way at all." Then turn to her dad. Are you on the page with us with this? It's a lot of that, right?
yeah,
And she's saying, "Dad, don't go into the woods with them." Um, and then when they do go in the woods, Jessica Hines has got a device a lot like the ones in
yeah. It's the
Aliens.
alien motion
Yeah, beep,
sensor.
beep, beep, all that.
It even sounds like the alien motion sensor.
General Ortega goes back and does a bit more thinking and research, and then basically it gets starts sending texts to her dad, but the texts aren't quite working. She's saying it could get better. He'll run,
Yeah,
but he gets a stream of texts all at once, doesn't he? When his phone,
yeah,
and the last thing he reads is run just before the phone shut off, which is a signal they're about, isn't it? Electrical stuff shuts off when they're about, which we saw it right at the beginning with the car. The radio kind of his phone went on the fritz and the radio went on the fritz just before they hit the unicorn.
yeah,
So we're kind of aware of that too. And Jessica Hines, man, I'm quite
yeah.
surprised. This is like
It's
borderline 18, isn't it? What happens in
yeah.
this?
Well, it grabs her by the shoulder and she starts screaming, "Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!" as it drags her off into the woods.
Woods, yeah,
And you can hear gunshots like going off the entire time,
yeah,
and they run. They just
yeah,
have to run.
yeah. So yeah, so they get back to the house, and then basically it's a pair of unicorns,
Yeah,
isn't
there's
it?
two of them.
Well, they find them in the woods.
It's
They
the
realise in
parent
the
couple.
woods. Yes.
Yeah,
So it's that kind of. There is another film, at least one other film just like this, but like where it's a a baby and their parents are coming, but I can't remember off the top of my
Jurassic
head.
Park 2.
Yeah, probably that.
It's Jurassic
Very
Park
Jurassic
2.
Parky, isn't it? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But there is one point where, well, it's a bit later in the film, but someone you see the unicorn basically pulling the guts out of someone. I
Yes,
was like,
it
wow, is this a
disembowels
15?
someone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, basically Will Poulter's character also orders the remaining scientists he wants the horn.
Yeah. To
Basically, give
saw
me
off the
the horn.
horn. But he
Yeah.
also starts snorting the horn scrapings that they
Yeah,
make.
and getting mental
Going
visions and
nuts.
becoming like a
So
genius and figuring
yeah.
out stuff. So that was kind of interesting. I did like finally got back to the house and the pair of unicorns are either side of Richard E. Grant, and
Yeah.
um he's got so
He's
much
trying to do
hubris.
his
He
he's
thinks
like,
he can
oh,
just
I can
make a
be
deal with
part of
them almost.
this. Yeah.
I could be and then he goes, show me your horn, and it
Yeah.
sticks its
It
horn
loves
right through his
us.
head,
Yeah.
basically.
It's
Uh,
grim.
which made me laugh. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, these unicorns are in this house, and
Yeah,
everyone's
they're now in
scared.
the house and chasing people. The doctor gets, yeah, the doctor. They come up with a plan to
Open a
send.
gate, right?
Yeah, so Griff, the Anthony Carrigan, gets sent to open the gate. The doctor has to wheel the baby out, the young unicorn out with Jenny Ortega.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Uh,
basically, the rich rationalise this. Oh, this is the democracy. We voted for you. Shouldn't the one who knows most about it go out there? It's all this
yeah,
bullshit to make sure they're not in the
yeah,
direct line of fire. Again, this whole gate thing, aliens, right? This is Bishop
yeah,
crawling down the pipe to, start up whatever it has to.
yeah,
Poor old Griff has to go out and sort of open the gate, which he does sensibly does in just enough for a human being to get through, but not the
yeah.
unicorns. Very sensible is Griff.
Yeah.
Um,
So the unicorns are understandably mad. They kill the other scientist,
yeah,
and are now in the house. Now they Will Poulter's character did have like a canister with the young one's horn in.
yeah,
But in the kind of kerfuffle, it briefly ends up with Paul Rudd's character,
yeah,
and then back to Will Poulter's.
yeah,
So they end up getting chased sort of separately in sort of units. There's Taya Leone and Will Poulter and Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega
yeah,
getting chased by a unicorn each.
yeah. Leone finally gets caught and
Yeah,
gets
Leone
him
gets
out,
caught and
basically.
brutalized.
Yeah,
It smashes through a wall behind her and drags her back in there, throws her on a like a snooker table, and just starts gutting her.
yes.
Like, and these don't have like horse mounts. It's more like a sort of a hippo. They've got
Fangs.
tusks.
Yeah, they got
So
fangs and tusks. So Elliot's got the he's holding the unicorn horn,
yeah.
and he
Oh yeah,
basically,
that's what I was sort of implying there. Yeah, Elliot has the horn now.
yeah,
So and when they go to open the horn and the rich folks try and give it back to the unicorns just to save their own skin, it ain't there.
no.
Yeah.
He basically forces Ridley outside Arrow Point. He finds his bow because he makes an excuse not to go on the hunt, doesn't he? He goes, "Well, I can stay here
Yeah.
and start. If I idealise, I can't find my bow and arrow,
Yeah.
and all this kind of stuff." So he forces Ridley outside, and the unicorns
Yeah.
turn up, and indeed. She is a pure-hearted maiden, as described, and
Yeah.
one
So they
actually
kind
rests
of
on
lie
her
down.
lap and
Yeah.
kind of almost sleeps. And then Will Porter's character takes the opportunity to tie up its legs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then the other one turns up, but Paul Rudd's character is mad at this, and he basically
He stabs to Will Poulter with the unicorn horn,
on and who
and
stabs him,
who
stabs him back with the
gets him
arrow.
with an arrow. Yeah.
But then
The
so
unicorns
Paul,
kind of snap back to consciousness.
yeah,
One kicks Will Poulter just out of the film.
yeah,
Like he doesn't
he's
get seen
dead.
anymore.
He's dead. Well, he
Uh,
just seems slide towards the camera, but he's clearly dead, right?
yeah.
Um,
And the unicorns like watch as Paul Rudd dies,
Yeah,
and
but him
then
and Ridley talk, don't they? And he
yeah, they have
tells
a talk.
she
He's like,
tells her about
I'm
his vision
sorry.
of the mum being waiting for them. Um,
Yeah,
and Ridley starts to grieve, but the unicorns then stand over and cross horns,
yeah.
and
So they drag him over to the body of the unicorn foal.
yeah,
They
rest his
take
head on it,
Yeah, they take
put
their horn and put it near
the
the
broken horn,
unicorn's
the
head.
sawn off horn, yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
then they
then they
cross.
cross horns, and it does something, but it brings both the unicorn foal and snaps the horn back to him,
Yeah,
and Paul Rudd back to life.
we should have mentioned. Ridley does mention sometimes. Now once I touched that horn and saw the vision, I'm now kind of connected to
Yeah,
the foal, and indeed she suffers pain. For example, when the horn gets finally sawn off, she
yeah,
experiences sort of pain from that. So there is a connection there. Um, so he snaps back to life, and they can't believe it. They're sort of super happy, and they even
yeah,
think we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
yeah. And the
It
unicorns
was
run off into
just
the forest,
run off. Yeah.
and then the police arrive, and
Griff
there's a
turns
lot of
up with
dead
the police,
bodies.
and they just blood everywhere. So we see him like thrown into the back of the car. But even
Yeah,
in the back of the car, they're not.
nah,
And
they're
the
reassured.
cop says, "Hope you got a lawyer," but they laugh because he's a lawyer, right?
Yeah,
And they
and
say, "Yeah, it'll be okay."
yeah, they do
Uh,
a very funny fake out at the end where it's like the cop car's driving along and they've like wordlessly sort of come to like acknowledge each other in the back,
Yeah, and they
and
take
they
the pose a bit like right at the beginning when she's just sleeping on his shoulder, right?
yeah,
It reminded me of that,
and
which
then
is a
they
nice
look
little.
out the window and the unicorns are running alongside them, and it's like, oh, that's beautiful. And then it winks at him, and he just sort of goes. Looks at Jenna Ortega, and they both very quickly put their seatbelts on as the
Yeah,
unicorns barrel into the car,
braces.
and that's the end of the film.
Yeah, well, there's also a bit where Griff sees the unicorns and he slowly does his window up and
Yeah, he does his
starts
window up and
slowing the
backs
car
away.
down. Yeah. So yeah, it ends with potentially the unicorns driving the police car off the road to
Yeah,
rescue them. It's kind of cool. What a film! Good,
yeah,
solid
very
film.
fun.
Really pleased with
Yeah,
this film. I wasn't expecting much, and it delivered way more than I was expecting. So
yeah,
I was quite pleased with it, actually. And it took a swerve I wasn't expecting because I was apart from the poster kind of indicates a horror element. There wasn't any, but I didn't really pay attention. I just sat down and
Mm.
watched it, right? And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was rather good, rather good. So good choice, man. I'm
yeah.
glad you
This
picked
was a
it.
good one.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I probably would have seen it at the cinema, to be honest.
Yeah, if I
Um,
could have, I would
yeah, but
have.
it never came around. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, solid. I've got not much more to say other than I thoroughly enjoyed it and I'd recommend it.
yeah, I highly recommend it. As we said at the start, it's on Amazon Prime, so
Yeah,
it's fairly easy to get a hold of. So
indeed.
yeah,
It's free. It's free on Amazon Prime. Um,
yes, it's not one you
um,
have to buy separately.
no. So let's get to rate. Do you want to rate it first, or shall I rate it?
Yeah, I'd give this an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 10. I'd give it 3.5 out of 5, so 7 out of 10. Very
Okay.
strong film though. It's getting close to an 8 for me. I rather enjoyed it. It's apart from the turn, I was feeling this is kind of a family film until
Yeah,
people horns started going
until
through
it
people's
happened.
chests and
So
intestines started getting eaten. So yeah, it's a fun watch.
yeah,
It's quite emotionally satisfying. The resolution of the father daughter, the rich twats all die, so that's all good.
mm,
So yeah, yeah, and the scenery is great, really well directed.
yeah. It was shot in Hungary, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, was it really? It looked
yeah,
like the Northwest to me. I felt
mm,
like I was in Twin Peaks stroke X-Files territory through this.
yeah. It
Or
did have that sort of vibe, but
yeah, it's very
it was
good.
shot in Hungary.
Okay,
So
they did a good job. And it was nice to see Jessica Hines in something. I haven't seen it. So very strong cast. Small cast, very strong
yeah,
cast.
like
Um,
the cast list on Wikipedia is 10 people.
yeah,
So
yeah. I just enjoyed it thoroughly. So yeah, good. Not a great film, but a good film. Something
yeah,
solid you could enjoy for what 100 minutes or so. So yeah, good one, good one. So I think we can wind it up there, right?
yeah.
Okay, so happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
And we'll be back next time. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.